guys, my name is Charlie, a Charlie Book Fanatic, and in the month of January I read 19 books. Honestly, it has been so crazy. I've never thought I would read 19 things, actually, not really books. In November I read quite a lot. It was a personal record for me, and I never thought I would reach that amount of books again, but I actually reached the amount of books and I went over it. But I have to say, 10 of the things I have read were manga volumes, so I read a whole manga and it consisted of 10 volumes. So 10 other things I read were manga volumes, but I still read them and they still had quite a lot of pages, so I still count them as things I've read, obviously. So let's first talk about the manga I've read. The manga is called Kitchen Princess, and I actually requested a cutesy romance film manga, and this is what I got recommended. So this is a cute manga, and it's all about Najika, who is a great cook, and when she's little, she gets rescued by a little boy who then leaves her with this pudding, I believe it was, with a silver spoon. So later in life, when Najika gets older, she researches this the silver spoon, and she finds out it's from Seika Academy, and Najika decides to go to that academy and find the boy who rescued her life that day. I gave all the volumes between 3 and 4 stars, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't anything special, it was a typical manga. If you read manga, you know what these cutesy romance mangas are all about. And it was cute, and I definitely enjoyed it, but it didn't blow me away or anything. The first actual book I read in January was Daughter of Sand and Stone by Libbie. I actually did a review on this, and I will link my review down below for you to check out. I actually really enjoyed this one, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. Daughter of Sand and Stone is historical fiction, and I actually forgot that while I read it. Well, it's obviously set in a historical setting, but I didn't think about the fact that the characters in this book had actually existed. When I finished the book, I actually thought about it and I was like, wow, these characters have really existed. And I actually went on the internet to look it up and see how their lives actually played out, and the book was really well researched, and you can see it when you read it, and when you research on the internet and stuff like that, you can actually see Libbie is a great historian. I know she is one, but she researched this book really well, and it shows. The second book I read was Paradise City, which is the first book in the Paradise series by CJ Duggan. If you watch my channel, you know that CJ Duggan is a new adult author, and I absolutely love her books, so I wanted to read her Paradise series. I've only read her summer series before, but I'm actually almost caught up with that one. I've only got to read one book yet, but I really want to read the other series, and I started that one. I'm actually reading Paradise Road, which is the second book in the series right now. But Paradise City was really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, and it's a new adult book. It's cute, the characters are amazing, well developed, and they're really likable, and you really get a soft spot for all of them. The next book I've read was Since You've Been Gone by Matson, and I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, but it wasn't because of the friendship in it. I still got a review to do for this book, and I'm definitely going to do that because I have quite a lot to say about this book. But I'll basically be really short in this and say that the friendship between Sloane and Emily wasn't a healthy friendship. I'm going to say that to you right now. Well, this book is about Emily and Sloane, and Sloane suddenly disappears and Emily is left all alone, and Emily always depended on Sloane in friendships and life in general. But Sloane suddenly disappears and Emily is all alone and she doesn't know what to do anymore, but Sloane leaves behind this list of things for Emily to do, and that was a really sweet thing of Sloane to do. But I think it was quite a good thing that Sloane disappeared for Emily, because Emily really came out of her shell and became her own person, and that was what she really needed. Like, their friendship was not healthy at all. No one should be that dependent of another person. The romance in it was cute, but the friendship, what this book was all about, no. it was not healthy. It was not cute. I didn't think it was cute. I just thought, like, Emily, think for yourself right now, please. Leave her. Become your own person. Just stop following Sloane. The thing I read was a poetry collection by Leav, and it's called Love and Misadventure, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars because I really loved the poems in this. I read some reviews after I read it, like that's what I do with every single book I read, and I go for every single star I read reviews. So there were a lot of people who said that the poems in this book, in this anthology, were really simple, and they really are, but they really consist of these messages, of this message that really I can really relate to. At least I felt what Leav has once felt, and it just really got through to me. Like, maybe especially when you like someone or are in love with someone or have been in love with someone, because I know some people haven't been in love with someone in that way, and I can really relate to it. If you've been in love, I think you can relate to it. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but I think you can at least relate to it, and that made it likable for me. Then I reread Fangirl, and I rated Fangirl a star lower than when I first read it. I disliked Fangirl the first time I read it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars then. Was okay, but I couldn't remember why I disliked it so much, so I reread it. And I gave it 2 out of 5 stars because I did not like it. I did not like Levi and the relationship between Levi and Kat, and what Levi did to Kat at one point in the book, and an explanation for it. Like, no, I would have broken up with him at that point. I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. No. Then I finally finished The Final Empire, which is the first book in the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson, and I started this book in November, guys, and I finally finished it in January because I was reading it so slow. It's such a thick book, and for me the pacing was really slow until the end of the book, and then I went through it really quickly. But when I finally sat down to really read it, I went through it so quickly, and it was so much fun. I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. And I really enjoyed it. It was such a ride, and I loved all of the characters in it. You really get a feeling for these characters, and there was a plot twist in it that I did not see coming, and it broke me. I also read P.S. I Still Love You, which is the second book in the To All the Boys I've Loved Before duology by Jenny Han. I've read almost all books by Jenny Han. I think only 1 book left to read by her, which is a children's book. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. It was cute, but Lara Jean did not end up with the boy I wanted her to end up with. And she can't help that. She can't help who she falls in love with. But yeah, I was quite sour about that. I can say that much. I was quite bitter. Because I did not like the other guy that much. Like, I did not. No, I'm not going to say much more because I will spoil it. Like, I watched a video by someone who talked about it, and she didn't want to spoil it, but she accidentally kind of did. So I already kind of knew with whom Lara Jean would end up with, but I actually forgot that while reading it, and I was like, oh my god, I like this guy so much. And then she didn't end up with him. Finally read The Young Elite, which is the first book in the Young Elite trilogy by Marie Lu. I have Legends on my bookshelf, and I never read it. But I thought I want to read a book by Marie Lu, so I picked up The Young Elite because the synopsis really spoke to me. And I gave The Young Elite 4 out of 5 stars because I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the main character, Alire. She was really my kind of main character. She was so dark, and she became darker and darker and darker, and I can't wait to pick up The Rose Society, which is the second book. I don't know, you're going to like Alire or you're going to hate her, and I actually really enjoyed her personality and her character. Again, this story kind of broke me. Something happened in this and I was not amused by it, but I'm hoping it will be fixed in one of the next books because I really like this person that went away. Just going to say it like that. I'm going to be really vague about it because I'm not going to spoil anything in this wrap up. I won't. Finally, the last book I've read is Everything Begins and Ends at the Kentucky Club by Benjamin Alire Sáenz, my favourite author ever. And the quite ironic thing about this is I didn't like it as much as I could have. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and this book is basically not one story, it's all these little stories that revolve around the Kentucky Club. Like the title says, it should be everything begins and ends at the Kentucky Club. Well, nothing began at the Kentucky Club and nothing ended at the Kentucky Club. Like, there was stories in this that was like, they mentioned the Kentucky Club one fucking time in the whole story. Also, I like Benjamin's books so much, you all know that. But when all of these stories with the same main character, with the same fatherly abuse problems and alcohol and drugs problems comes back in every single story in one book, you're going to be damn annoyed by it. So yeah, this is my January wrap-up. I read 19 things. Let's see if I can read this again in February. Probably not. Let's not say that. Let's forget I ever said that. So let me know down below what you read in January. Did you have a good start to the year or did you not? Let me know down below. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.